Hi, folks. It's an introduction to my new channel. I've got a couple other channels already. This one is for the Cigar Carnivore channel, and the other channels I have one for like tasting reviews of cigars, and hopefully in the future some cigar events, those kind of things for League of Extraordinary Gentlemen or LEG International. This one, like I said, will be mainly focused. Well, maybe I didn't say it, but this is mainly focused on um, their carnivore diet and also whatever cigar I happen to be smoking when I sit and chat. So it's also kind of a way to keep me um, committed, responsible for sticking with it. Um, First of all, my name is Paul, and you may already know that from the other channels, but if not, welcome. And this is hopefully going to be the start of my journey to weight loss and getting in better shape. Um, I turned 51 this year. I've always struggled with my weight off and on. I was in the Marine Corps, and during that time, I definitely was in much better shape. Um, and then up and down over the years, and over the last 10 years, it's been pretty bad. I did get up to about 315 pounds, 318, something like that, at my highest. Um, I started the carnivore journey over a year ago, and then fell off of it for a while. And I can gain weight really easily. So, of course, when I go off of it, I go way off of it. So I'll be just picking out junk food and fast food and whatever. And quite typically, eating much more than I need to be eating and eating bad stuff. So that's the main thing. But before I get started here any further, I'm going to go ahead and fire up a cigar here. And for my drink today, I've got some seltzer water. I didn't have any club soda. There wasn't any club soda at the store. They ran out, so I got seltzer water. I'm not sure what the difference is. I'll have to Google it. But got a nice, well, it was frosty. Now it's starting to condensate already. But I'm going to smoke the Romeo and Julieta. This is the, well, I was going to say Medianoche, but I think the Medianoche is the midnight, or is the, yeah, midnight twist, or maybe it's Medianoche. I'm not sure. But this is the Nicaraguan blend. I think AJ Fernandez helped create this one. Let's see if I can read this here. It just says Romeo and Julieta Reserva Real Nicaraguan. So this is one of my go-tos. There's a couple cigars that I will grab all the time if I'm not smoking something new or something special. And my number one is the Bolivar Cofradía. But I already had one of those this morning. And so I'm going to do Romeo and Julieta Nicaraguan blend. Um, let's see here. Let's do a straight cut today. I've had trouble with these. I really enjoy them. I mean, they're not bangers necessarily, but they've got a pleasant flavor. I usually can find them on sale, so they're a decent price. I think I usually get them less than $5. So anytime you can get a cigar for less than $5, that's decent. Is good. I think the MSRP on these is somewhere around 11 or 12. I'm not sure, but I see these in. I did get a box of them at the beginning of the year that was on sale, and it still came out to about $5 or $6 a piece. And then now, when I see the bundles on sale, like bundle of 10, since I already have the box, I just restock it that way. So, well, I better get my soft flame out, or somebody will yell at me. You know who you are. Sorry about the weird angle, but this seems to be the better for lighting. And yeah, there's a lot of booze in the background. I do enjoy whiskey, but it lasts a long time because I usually only have it. Well, I only have it with cigars, and when I do, it's just more of a sipping whiskey, so they last a long time. But it does look like I have a drinking problem based on the shelf. I just like having a nice variety of some of the blends I like. I'm more of a bourbon person. And with the carnivore diet, I do drink whiskey. Um, the last few weeks, I've been drinking a little bit more beer, some Guinness, and some Heineken. But again, I'll just do like one can or one bottle with a cigar. But I'm just not a big beer drinker. Um, Definitely doesn't help as far as trying to keep carbs out and all that, which is a goal of a carnivore diet. Mine's kind of a modified carnivore diet. It's not strict like a lion diet or anything like that. If you're not familiar, lion diet, I believe, is I want to say beef, but it's a certain type of meat. I mean, beef is one of them, but I think like beef, venison, those kind of meats. I forget the name of it, and salt and water. So mine's not quite that strict, although down the road I would like to try that temporarily. So this might be kind of a long video. Honestly, this is my second time doing it. I filmed another start video, intro video about 6 months ago, and then went off the track, went off the rails. So I only got the channel created, but I didn't actually get any. I didn't upload any videos. Almost there. The center's almost there. It's one thing with the soft flames, you gotta have patience. And honestly, sometimes I just don't have the patience. The other thing I run into, probably because I'm trying to hold it out of the blaze, I got a fan going this way to keep the smoke out of my face, but you end up kind of scorching the wrapper. So it's better to, if you can, I've found, is hold it above the flame. But I've got so much turbulence going that I kind of have to block it with my hand and do the best I can. I was also talking, so I wasn't paying that close attention. I think that'll work. So yeah, I found these wrappers are, I want to say they're delicate. I don't know what the deal is, but it's not uncommon for me to get a crack or something in them. Some of them just totally blow out. I don't get that on my other cigars, so I think my humidification system and all that's just fine. I usually run around 68, 72 in that range. I've got Boveda packs in my humidors, and then it's just ambient temperature. And in the wintertime, with the heat going, I think it's usually around, I want to say about 70 degrees. And in the summer, it's kind of hard to control because I don't like to run the AC if I'm not in the same room. So it jumps up, 76, 78 degrees. And then in the summer, the humidity will climb a little bit. In the winter, the humidity will actually drop. It's interesting. I've got what's it, Govee in one of the humidors. And so you can kind of see the inverse relationship between when temperature goes up and humidity drops. It's kind of neat to see. But anyway, so I know that's not it. But yeah, I've had some just completely split apart and barely smokable. Nice. So this has a nice, you can see it. If it'll focus. Let me see here. We'll try that. Let's see if people do that. There's a little bit of a sheen to that wrapper. This is a Toro. I think it's 6 by 54, if I'm not mistaken. It feels about the same as the Cofradias, and those are 54s. So I think that's what it is. Yeah. So the plan for this channel, I'm going to talk about the whatever cigar I'm smoking. I'll talk about that a little bit. Um, I will, of course, talk about the nutrition, and then I'll also talk about whatever workouts I'm doing. I'm thinking like once a week, maybe on Sundays, I'll do a video, post a video once a week. The other channels keep me pretty busy, and that's more for if you want to see full reviews or stuff like that. Excuse me. So, what I've been doing, like, I'm gonna call this day one. Um, the last, well, the last couple weeks I've been doing pretty good. Last few weeks I've been doing pretty good with my diet, my nutrition, sticking with the carnivore. Yesterday I splurged, and it was the first time in a while, and I ate like pizza, donuts, and had a soda, and I had trouble sleeping. I think I drank the soda too late. It was all caffeinated. Between that and lately, whenever I eat something off the diet, I mean, a little snack here and there, like if I eat a little slice of pizza or something like that, it's not terrible. It doesn't mess me up completely. But I was traveling about a month ago, and I was off the diet at the time, and I was doing like a McDonald's breakfast sandwich and a soda in the morning, and then whatever we were having for lunch at work, and then in the evening I was doing Chipotle, like the burritos and stuff. And man, at night I was miserable. Of course, indigestion comes back right away. Um, my body just doesn't feel right. I can't sleep. My heart might race a little bit or something, or at least it feels like it. Um, so, uh, so yeah, I think because, well, I don't know for sure, but I'm wondering if my body gets dialed into the carnivore diet, and whenever I throw something else in the mix, carbs or anything like that, it messes it up, messes my system up. So I don't want to go through that again. Yesterday, like I said, happened again. I had one meal that I ate a bunch of junk, and then I didn't eat dinner because I had plenty, definitely had plenty of calories. Um, but yeah, I had trouble sleeping. So just everything seems to be better when I'm on the carnivore diet. You know, my blood labs look better. I was pre-diabetic. Um, so 2 years ago, or a little over a year ago, almost 2 years ago when I did the blood test, and was having all sorts of issues. Wasn't feeling good. And, my weight was pretty high, and I switched to this one, and I had some blood lab work done again, and my doctor said everything looked good. I expected my what do you call it, cholesterol, like LDLs, HDLs, and all that. I expected that to go up, which it did. I don't know the proportions because I think there's a certain proportion that's okay, but the doctor said everything looked good. So, um, and I wasn't pre-diabetic anymore. My sugar levels, glucose levels, and all that went way down. So that was fantastic. But it makes sense. I'm not eating any bread, not eating any carbs, not eating any sugars, anything like that. So I should say not very many. So what my diet is now is, hang on. Yeah, you can tell already this is going to be a longer video, me rambling on. But yeah, so my diet right now, for me and my personality, a little bit OCD, I don't mind eating the same thing every day. It's simple. I don't have to think about it. My routine is always the same, and I like routines. They help keep me on track. So for breakfast, Monday through Friday, I have bacon and eggs, and I don't use any oils or anything like that. I use bacon grease. I never use any seed oils or anything like that anymore. Um, I do use butter, and like a lot of people you'll see on the carnivore channels, there's I think it's Carrie's that you can pick up at Walmart. I use that butter now, and so I'll put a little bit of that with the bacon grease when I make my eggs. And then I do eat lunch. I was on 2 days for a while when I was eating steaks, but that got pretty expensive. So I just use ground beef now. And so then I find I'm hungry around lunchtime. So I will eat ground beef with a slice of cheese on top. Uh, I personally prefer. I was using generic from Walmart, but I went ahead and splurged a little bit. I buy the Sargento cheese. Um, I used to know those folks when I lived out in Wisconsin, and I like the company. That's just my preference. And I hope I haven't looked at the labels, but I hope there's less processed stuff in it. So yeah, that's the cheese I have for dairy, and then I have some butter. Um, what else? So yeah, lunch is ground beef and cheese, and then dinner's the same thing, ground beef and cheese. And I try to meal prep. I'll cook some Pyrex baking pans, whatever you call them. Um, lately, I've been cooking about 3 pounds, and I might have to do 4 to get me through the week. 'Cause I think I ran out, but I haven't been really consistent on the portion size either. Some people eat whatever they want, and I tried that, but I want to try to be more consistent and make the food last too. So yeah, that's just ground beef and some cheese. So that's basically it: bacon, eggs, ground beef, and cheese. It changes a little bit when it comes around the weekend. I replace weekend steaks with just brats. It's not the greatest, but it's not that expensive. Just pick up a pack of Johnsonville brats, and that's my dinners for the weekend instead of the ground beef. What else changes? Oh, I do drink coffee. I have coffee in the mornings. I was drinking coffee like all day while I was working, but this week I'm starting this new challenge for myself. I'm just gonna have coffee in the mornings. I usually just have decaf, and then on the weekends I have some Vietnamese coffee, drip coffee, and so that's like my little treat. Is I think it has even a little bit of chocolate in it. So again, it's not perfect, but a far cry better than what I have been doing in the past. So I like to use the torch to touch up. I always want to touch up that little bit right there. It's a little more accurate. Actually, a lot more accurate, especially with all the turbulence in here. No, that's the other thing with these Romeo and Julietas. The ashes don't stay on very long. Still pretty good construction, but yeah, the Boulevard, the ashes will stay on pretty long usually. If you ever want to do a ash contest, I'd recommend using the Cofradilla from Boulevard. Those ashes are really solid, nice, tight, and compact. What else? I cover everything with food. Oh, for the whiskey, is mainly just Friday to Saturday nights. I'll pour about, I guess it'd be about a double shot, and that's something to sip on with the cigars, um, and sparkling water. So this is like a treat for me too. Usually not quite that big of a mug, but I over poured today. Um, and then most of the time I'm just drinking water. So coffee in the morning, some water, a little whiskey on the weekends, some sparkling water, maybe in the evenings with a cigar, and that's it. I feel like I'm forgetting something with the food. But yeah, try to keep it very simple and it's consistent. Do the exact same thing every day, same thing every weekend. That way I can tell how it impacts my body and watch the scale and how I'm feeling, how my workouts are going, and I've done it of last year already, so I know that everything improves. So just need to stick with it, and hopefully this channel will help because I'll be having to be accountable. That's the word I was looking for. accountable to anybody that happens to subscribe. And feel free to try it yourself if you want. Cigars are not required, but just getting healthier. Um, then let's talk fitness. So, same thing with the diet. I like to have a routine for my fitness. Um, and that consists of going to the gym in the mornings. I like to get up at 5 a.m. I'm more of a morning person, so I like to get up early, get things done before I work. So I actually got a little local gym here, so just going to the gym and to kind of be easy on my knees because I used to run quite a bit and I do prefer running. But until I lose more weight, I don't want to try running. I'm just getting too old for that. But I would like to get up to doing 5Ks again. I like doing that. So for now, I just do I found the rowing machine works really well. It's no impact, of course, on the knees, and so I'll do that. The plan is to do that for about 15 minutes, and then do the treadmill, walking, for 15 minutes, and then over time, as I lose more weight, I'm getting stronger with the weightlifting. I hope to start incorporating a little jogging. I don't know if I'll ever get to just my cardio session just being jogging to where I'm doing a 5K. We'll see how it goes. See how my knees hold up. I'm probably not going to be running outside too much on the hard pavement. Um, just don't, I don't want to have any knee problems. I got enough stairs around this place and deck stairs and everything else that I don't need to have a messed up knee. When I was heavy and before I lost some weight, my knees were bugging me like crazy. So that's why I started doing the rowing machine. So I think that's going to be it to start. Of course, things change as I get healthier. I might change things up. I probably will change things up, but for now, that's the game plan for the morning. So I like to do cardio in the morning, and then during lunch, um, since I've already got the meals prepped and everything like that, it's a pretty quick lunch. So before I do that, I like to lift during lunch. And Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is kind of like what is it? I take it from P90X because I used to do P90X, but I do shoulders, buys, tries. I do that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday is legs and back, and then Sunday is stretching. So it's my own version of the P90X. It's not quite as long. It's about half the time. But the main point is I want to make it so it's consistent. So something I'm going to do. When you are doing it for an hour and the next day you're like, oh, I got to do my workout and it's gonna be an hour long. I used to have the get up and go to do that, but lately I just want to do something, and it's easier for me, easier to be motivated when I keep the workouts to half an hour. So that's basically two cycles through my rotation. In the future video, I can show my workout sheets and stuff. Excuse me. Um, yeah, so I talked the nutrition, the fitness, and mentioned the cigars a little bit. So speaking of cigars, let's see how this one's doing now. Nice. It's starting to settle in. Little about an inch in, they start to kind of settle in. They're what they're going to be for most of it. For these, I get coffee. I get a little bit of cacao, hardly any sweetness at all. On the retro, you get some cedar and some spice. There's a tad bit of leather in there, but not much at all. Just a hint of it, which is fine. It adds kind of that earthy flavor that goes with it. That spice that's in there, I just attribute that to being an AJ. I do smoke other Roman and Julietas. Prefer the Reserve. This Reserva Real with the red band, not a fan. I've got a few left that I have to smoke at some point. I'm hoping some age will help, but that flavor is just not my favorite. But I really like these Nicaraguan blends. it's a little hint of breadiness in there too. So there's a lot going on with these. If if you had a room agility before and want to try something different, I recommend these. But I think that's it for the retro. I'm talking about 25 minutes here or so. So sorry for the long video. The future videos hopefully be kind of short and sweet. Just talk cigar a little bit, talk about how the carnivore lifestyle is going, and that's mainly it. I may show some of the workouts here and there, but everybody does that, so it's I don't know if it's might do one or two, then you kind of get the point. But yeah, comments are good. Let me know if you're thinking of doing the same thing or something similar, or just want to try to get healthier or anything like that, and try to motivate each other. That always helps. Also having that accountability, that's a big factor. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.